Hey, what's up? Lightbolt Joe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2013 horror mystery thriller film, Odd Thomas, directed by Stephen Sommers. This stars the fantastic Anton Yelchin, the genius that he is. Willem Dafoe also stars in this as well. It takes place in Pico Mundo, California. It's a desert area. So Anton plays his character Odd. His name is Odd, last name Thomas. And he's a clairvoyant. He sees these entities called Bodaks, and they kind of like smell out death and like thrive off of blood. And he knows that something big's going to happen in Pico Mundo, that there's going to be a big massacre on August 15th, and he needs to stop it. So he and his girlfriend are trying to figure it out. Willem Dafoe is his character is the chief of police for Pico Mundo, and Odd is Odd. He's an odd person. He can commune with the dead, and he's been catching killers and things of that nature, but he knows that something's going to happen, and he's trying his hardest to figure it out. As the movie progresses, it turns out that there's a satanic cult that's infiltrated Pico Mundo, two of which have become cops. They planned on doing a massacre at a mall. So, and then a massive explosion at a mall, killing, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of people who were at the mall at this particular sale event. Stormy, who's Odd's girlfriend, happens to work at an ice cream place at the mall, right in a rotunda, and Odd keeps getting drawn to the different places. So Odd winds up stopping the massacre as best as he could. People did die, but then he drives his truck away, so that way the explosions aren't there, and unmasks everyone in the process, some of which were killed, some of which were not killed. No, they were all killed in the process of all of that. He's then viewed as a hero. In Odd, we trust. Odd saves, stuff like that. But he was pretending that his girlfriend wasn't killed the entire time, and that he was only communing with her ghost for the last, 10 minutes of the film, like post massacre at the mall. This was rough, especially because of how Anton, passed. He was in a, I don't know how to call it, a car accident, but his Jeep backed into him and basically suffocated him. He couldn't breathe because he was pinned up against his gate. It's just such a weird thing because he had really bad problems breathing, so it was just a weird way for him to go. He is one of my all-time favorite actors. Literally the tattoo on my chest. I don't know if I can pull it down. This is Cor Locator, right? Cor Locator. Heart speaks to heart. It's a line of his from Charlie Bartlett. It is a Latin phrase, Cor Locator. But I have I've needed this tattoo since he passed, and I was just a mess. I didn't know him personally, but I always admired him. I still admire him for his work, for his craft. It's very hard for me to discuss Anton Yelchin films because I'm very attached to him. I'm attached to the Anton in my mind, but I'm attached to the Anton of the inspiration that we all carry dear because he's such a true artist. And watching him cry his eyes out, it's so authentic at the end of this film because he was a true artist. Watch Love and Tosha, wherever you can, because it's a beautiful piece that his mom and dad came about with, like a documentary about Anton and celebrating his life. But Odd Thomas hits close to home. It sucks when sometimes you have dreams that come true and you don't know what to do about it, or when you can see something that you shouldn't, or premonitions, that whole clairvoyant bit. But I used to work I worked at a few malls. I loved working at malls. Malls were great because every day was different. You might have shitty customers, and that's just how customer service works. People are stupid. There's no getting around that. But it's a mall. It's filled with life, Even if the mall is semi-closing, it's still hanging on with whatever life it can grab, and especially at the holiday times or back-to-school season, the BTS season. That's the two mall seasons, by the way. Back to school, which is the summer, and the holiday season, which is mid-October to, January. But this hits close to home because of those seeing things, but also because of the mall things. You know, I couldn't even imagine going through something like that, you know, seeing different people run into different stores. You know, one of the malls I worked at had shooting, had stabbings, you know. I was not there during those days, but, you know, I can only imagine that particular mall going through something like this. You know, where would people disperse, things of that nature. Conveniently, nothing like that has happened, but there are crazy people in the world who do crazy things. So yeah, this is a big movie, and this pops up ever so often with like in meme senses. Sometimes a Reddit post will just get reposted to Facebook or Insta, and it'll say something like, you know, those fictional deaths that hit you hard. And it's the scene where he's saying goodbye to Stormy, where an Odd is saying goodbye to Stormy, and she fades through the window and turns into butterflies, and he's just bawling his eyes out, and Willem Dafoe and two other characters are with him, you know, there for support. And it's like, damn, like not many people have seen this movie. It's on Hulu right now. Go check it out, because it's very deep. It's a mystery movie, because there's a lot of twists in it too. Like, who's going to commit this crime? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Obviously, I just spoiled the hell out of everything for those of you who have not seen it. But this is a celebration of Anton and how glorious he is, and how we will all miss his craft, because he was such a true artist. He was about to do a directorial debut. He just had so much to do, so much to give, and I miss him. He's always a part of me. As silly as it sounds, even though I've never met him, but he was quite the inspiration when it comes to the acting field, because he knew how to take things and twist them a bit and make them sound different, and have one scene do it differently, and, you know, see how you could mash it together. He's a genius. There's no getting around that. Anton was a genius. Mr. and Mrs. Yelchin, I am sorry for your loss. He was a diamond in the rough. I'll pull out an Aladdin term. But yeah, Odd Thomas, man. Such a great movie. And that's it. Miss you, Anton. Rest in peace. Mucho mahalo.